All right, welcome everyone. This is the Pep Talk, Power of the Peptides. We are so excited to host and have you guys jump on tonight, whether you're watching live or you're watching the recording. We are going to have a good time. Basically, tonight is going to be all about sharing some stories, a little bit about what LEMD is. I believe that we will be joined potentially by our owner and founder, CEO, Honey Sigari, in just a little bit, but I'm also super excited to have some people sharing their story tonight. Now, there will be an opportunity if we have time for questions, but if you do have any questions, you can please pop them into the chat, or you can hold your questions kind of towards the end, and we'll hopefully have an opportunity to join those. So I'm gonna share my screen really quick here, if I can get this. Welcome everyone. And while I am getting my screen ready to share, if you guys will pop in the chat if you have not already, if you're a guest of someone, we're so glad that you're here. If you will share that you who invited you, just so we can acknowledge our guests, that would be incredible. And then I'm going to get the screen sharing going, and we're going to dive.
Honey's on.
Oh, she is? Oh, great.
Honey's here.
Hi, everyone.
Stop my share.
I'm just teasing you, honey. I'm sorry. I was like, Honey's here.
All right, I'm going to stop my share really quick. Honey, welcome. We're so excited, you guys. I will go back to my share in just a moment. Are you guys seeing the share or no? Okay, I think it's gosh. Zoom sometimes operates super slow, but you guys, I want to just take a small moment to introduce our founder, our CEO, truly the woman who put the bow on the peptides for me and really like sold me on sharing my story and just her passion for longevity and prevention in peptides. I know I fell in love with her story and the mission behind LEMD. So, Honey Sigari, we are so incredibly excited and just welcome that you are on. And I just want to toss it over to you really quick and just share a little bit about what's on your heart tonight when it comes to LEMD. We are full of guests tonight and some people who are going to be sharing their stories. So I would love for you to just kind of share a little bit before we get tonight's call kicked off.
Oh my gosh, there's so many beautiful people on this call. Hello, everyone. Hi. Oh, look at all those gorgeous smiles. I'm Honey Sigari, founder and CEO of LEMD, and it's just a privilege and a pleasure to sit here with all of you to see this beautiful community that we've brought together. Passionate people who are passionate about health, about longevity, about the purpose of longevity. So thank you all so much for being here. I've said this so many times. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Because I had my phone down and I'm like, is it covering the microphone? But yeah, I like to start with what someone has once told me. The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away. And I just feel so fortunate and grateful to have found my gift so early on. And I've said this over and over, and I'll tell you guys again and again. The purpose has never, and the passion has never left me, right? The why has always been the same. It's the how that has shifted and changed throughout my career and my life. And the reason for what I do is truly to keep my friends around for as long as possible. And my friends are you guys. It's the extension of you, your families, your loved ones. And that's what we're here to do, spread the gift and love of keeping each other here healthy to give. Because just think about, if we can be healthy for one another, we can be healthy for our families, we could be healthy for our society. That's where it all starts. Like, people are thinking about impact and what do I do? It's like, no, just start with yourself, heal this. And then from here, you could heal so many people around you. It just trickles down. So that's what we're here to do. Give the gift of health and wellness and healing, really on a cellular level. And peptides, I know tonight's talk is about peptides, but peptides truly have that power. Some of these peptides are short chain amino acids. They're tiny, right? 3 or 4 amino acids long, and they have the ability to penetrate the cell and really affect what the cell's mechanism and function is able to do, right? Some peptides have the ability of helping slow down the telomere attrition that takes place as we get older. Telomeres are these little aglets, like shoelaces, the aglets, but they're around our DNAs, right? There are peptides that have that ability. We have peptides that have the ability to affect our hormones or help help our natural production of growth hormones or different types of hormones. So it's just it's a fascinating world. And it's not new. It's been around for a very long time. I just think it's now finally catching mainstream attention, and I feel so fortunate to be able to partner with compounding pharmacies that can make it accessible to the rest of you, because compounding pharmacies were the ones that could make these peptides once upon a time, but a lot of them were localized, right? They only service their communities or maybe that particular state. But now with the ability to have mail order pharmacies, thanks to COVID, really expedited that process. A lot of people expected their medications to their door. So mail order pharmacies became the norm. And now we're able to utilize these mail order pharmacies or the system that has been created as a result to make these peptides accessible to the masses. So I don't know if you guys saw that we're launching a special for NAD and semaglutide for Black Friday. But another announcement, I told Jennifer, I was like, Jennifer, you didn't announce that starting this Wednesday, we'll have NAD accessible to all 50 states, which is huge. So you guys are hearing it on the call. I know me in California, I haven't been able to get NAD, and so many services don't provide NAD in the state of California. So for us to be able to provide that in California, especially, but all the other states like Minnesota and Alabama. So to have it in all 50 states is amazing. It's such a great privilege to, be able to partner with the pharmacies and be able to make it accessible to the masses. So anyways, it's we've done a lot of work in the last couple months, but our work has only started and begun. I'm excited for all the places that we're going to go. We've done a lot, but there's still so much more, including the hormone therapies, and that's coming very, very soon. And also the nutritional support programs and other different types of peptides that have truly impactful and beneficial effects on the body. So I'm just so excited for all the things that are here to come. So thank you for allowing me to share this opportunity with all of you, and the story and the passion behind why we do what we do. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you, honey, so much for taking a few minutes to hop on. I know you've got a busy night, so we appreciate it. And we're going to get into our presentation, but thank you so much. And you guys, what exciting news. I know a lot of people have been waiting for NAD and for it to be available in the injectable form across 50 states. So you heard it first right here, right? So that is so incredibly exciting. So thank you so much. All right, so you guys, I'm going to go and just share a little bit. First, before we go into the slides, I first just want to introduce our first guest and have her share a little bit about her story. And so, Brittany, I'm going to bring you on first and just share a little bit about sort of where you were before you started your peptide journey, and a little bit about what has happened and sort of the transformation and your experience so far. And then after that, we'll have Jolene share, and then I'll jump into some of the slides. All right, you're muted though. Sorry. Thank you.
Hey y'all.
I can hear you.
My name is Brittany. I am in South Carolina. I'm in the upstate of South Carolina in Greenville. I am actually a nurse practitioner and have worked primarily in emergency medicine and urgent care in my career as a nurse. So I actually started my peptide journey in 2022. I was on peptides for about 6 months before I found out I was pregnant. So obviously had to drop the peptides for a little bit. But during that time, I lost 30 pounds and started noticing some drastic changes in how I felt, and obviously in inflammation and decreased migraines and some things that just were everyday struggles for me. So got pregnant, went through pregnancy, and then got to the postpartum and was like, okay, got to get this weight off. I really want to be the best version of myself. So summer of this year, I decided to start back using peptides, and I started with semaglutide and I started at a local med spa. And during the first 8 weeks, I really didn't lose more than 4 pounds. I was really discouraged. I was like, okay, what's wrong with me? Like, is it because I've used this before? Is it because I'm not doing something right? And I had quickly gotten back up to the therapeutic dose that I was on prior when I used peptides. So around that same time, Kelly called me and she's like, hey, I really want you to hear me out. I want you to hear what I've got going. And I was like, Kelly, I really can't do anything else right now. Like, my plate is so full. And she's like, no, seriously, you need to hear about this. And so she's like, have you ever heard of peptides? Have you heard of semaglutide, tirzepatide? And I was like, well, actually, I'm on semaglutide and I've been on it for, probably 6 weeks at this point. She's like, well, there's this amazing company and I want you to come and hear about it. And so I joined a Zoom, and I want to say that one of the first Zooms that I was on was with Honey and Kelly and probably Blair. And there was like maybe 5 of us total. And it was like the most intimate little Zoom. And then here we are like having these big Zooms, and it's just so amazing to see how it's evolved. But I started my product from LEMD. I started semaglutide with LEMD, sourced from our pharmacies, and I started that in September. And since September, I'm down approximately 30 pounds, maybe give or take a little bit. So I'm down 2 pant sizes, which obviously feels incredible. I was much bigger than I even realized, truthfully. And looking back at pictures, what little pictures that I have, I've hid behind pictures for so many years and hid behind friends or my husband. And like, it's always been those good angles. But when I look back at some of the pictures, that really shows how big I gotten. It makes me realize just how far I've come. I do have a long ways left to go, but peptides truly have made me feel so much better. I feel like I'm able to be a better mom. I have more energy, less naps that are needed during the day. And with 3 kids that are very young, obviously that's an incredible benefit. I feel like that I'm able to focus better, obviously less food noise, which is a great bonus. But another thing was like, obviously being overweight, I had a lot of joint pain, and I noticed really quickly how that decreased. Especially this time, because I was actually, I feel like after being postpartum was a little bit bigger when I started on this journey. And so I will just say that for me, using peptides, for me, it's been about eating less, drinking more water, moving more, trying to get my steps in. I try to focus on eating half of what I was eating before, and eating more lean meats, fruits and veggies, avoiding red meat, that type of thing. But obviously just knowing the benefits of peptides really has been encouraging to me, because there are so many properties and benefits that are cardioprotective and anti-inflammatory and pro-aging. And obviously NAD now being available is a really exciting thing to come. So I'm excited to try that out. And obviously before, South Carolina didn't have that. So really cool things to come. But I obviously, being over 30 pounds down now, can't wait to see where this goes. And hopefully I'm going to be able to get my husband on board and let him see some of the added benefits, because he's a little older. And I'm like, you know what? We need to start aging this backwards and not forward. So
I love it. Thank you so much, Brittany. And I'm so proud of you. Being a nurse practitioner, I think anytime that someone is in the medical field, I mean, the benefits, and then to be able to apply it to your own personal life has been really, really cool to see. So I'm excited and proud of you, and I can't wait to see, honestly, where the future goes. So thank you so much for sharing. And Jolene, I would love to bring you on next. You have an incredible peptide story as well. So I want to toss it over to you and have you share, and then we will go to the next person.
Thank you so much. And please forgive me. I've been sick for a couple days. So, this doesn't normally sound like me or look like me. So bear with me. First I want to thank Brittany, because without her, I wouldn't be here. So I wouldn't be a part of this group. And I'm so grateful for that, because she has really opened my eyes to this a little bit more. I too started in 2022. December of 2022, I went to my doctor at 213 pounds, and I was so unhappy. Previous to that, I had infertility issues for 7 years, and I thankfully had my son through IVF in 2014. And I was so heavy during that time that right after I delivered him, I had two back surgeries as well, just due to the weight that I was carrying on my body. Um, and so I went for so many years just so heavy and hiding behind my family and my child and all those things that a lot of women out there are doing right now. So I went to my doctor in 2022 and I said, something's got to change. My depression level was so bad. I was anxious all the time. And my current job for the last 8 years, I've actually been a real estate agent. So for me, I am in front of people all the time. I do really well with that, and I've always been successful. But I think losing the weight has also brought a level of confidence in me, and it's also helped me personally and professionally. Um, so when I started in December, by spring break in March, I had actually already lost 50 pounds. So I don't know if that was healthy or if it was unhealthy, but I lost weight very quick. But I was on Mounjaro and I started on the 2.5 milligrams, and then I never went past 5 milligrams on Mounjaro. So I was never able to go past that. My body just physically wouldn't handle it. A total of June of 2023, I lost 80 pounds. So I am still down. I have fluctuated a little bit and I've gone to a loss of 70 pounds. So I gained 10 back, but purposefully so that I could feel a little bit better and that I could look better. So I have been maintaining my weight now for over a year and a half. And I've been doing that through Mounjaro and just kind of taking it when I need it. But now having the ability to microdose and have the terzepatide at my fingertips, I think long term, this is really going to help me. Um, my whole reason for being a part of LEMD is obviously to tell my story, but I'm so passionate about helping people, and I can help them all day long, buy houses and do all that. But for me, I have a lot of women in my circle that really need help. And I've already signed up several, and actually, my phone is going off right now with messages of people wanting to know what I did and how I did it. Um, so, I really am very grateful for the opportunity and for Brittany bringing me in on this, because there's a lot of women that really need help, and I was one of them. And I think people that see and trust me personally, see that I've lost the weight, they really have gone along with me on my journey, and I've helped. I think I've signed up 5 people already within the past week or two. So that's my story.
Yes, well, I love it. And I love the fact that you spoke to, the maintaining of it and then, gaining a little bit of it back because that's what felt good for you. And then you've kept it off, right? And the microdosing is so key for so many people to keep, their weight down and really just be able to maintain and to reduce that inflammation. So thank you so much for sharing. You guys, you'll definitely have to go to Brittany and Jolene's page and check out their before and afters. 80 pounds, 70 pounds, Jolene is incredible. So congratulations. And, one of the things too, with these ladies and everyone who shares their story, and Jen Lewis, I'm going to bring you on next. But everyone who shares their story, it takes a piece of vulnerability, right? To share a story, to say like where you came from and to share like where I'm at, or here's the road I'm on. I'm not there yet, but here, here I'm going. And that's the thing, like we never have really arrived, right? We're always continuing to work on ourselves. And that was really the message that Honey gave us at the beginning of this Zoom is we're constantly, whether you're at your goal weight, but now you're, building that muscle or you're building that stamina or something that you've maybe never done before. You're learning how to, deal with your food, like your relationship with food and all these different things. So it's vulnerable. And I just commend you ladies for getting on and sharing your story. It helps so many people. And just realize that you have a story every time you share it, either through social media, a Zoom, or privately, you're helping someone else, right? I know if people wouldn't have shared their story with me, and I wouldn't have ever had the courage to get out and to be vulnerable about it. And your vulnerability is other people's strengths, especially our guests here tonight. So Jen, I'm going to toss it over to you to share really quick, and then we're going to go into just a few of the slides when you get done. Thanks, Jen, for sharing. Hold on, we can't hear you.
Now?
Okay, now we can. Yes.
About that, AirPods are acting up. Hello, everybody. Thank you to everybody that came on to support me as well. Very nice to take a few minutes to jump on and support me. So my story, and thank you, Brittany and Jolene. They were great stories. Congratulations. At 34, I had my third child, and at 37, I went into early menopause. So never before had I had any weight problems. I'm short, 5'2", was always like 115, 120. So I was always into health and wellness and never had to deal with that. But menopause is different, and it's like fighting a losing battle. I was still doing all the same exercises, weight training, walking, eating the same things, but the scale just kept creeping and creeping and creeping. And then in the last 4 years, I was in 3 car accidents, one very traumatic that I had to actually retire early from teaching after 28 years. So now at 51, I'm up 50 pounds and very depressed, very inflamed, not sleeping well, can't do that exercise, could barely do anything. And very, very blessed that I came across Ellie, and I thought, yeah, I would love to try it. I've tried everything else. So I started with the tirzepatide and the NAD+. 7 weeks later, everybody, I am down 20 pounds. Inflammation is down. I'm feeling great. I'm not feeling really tired at 3 o'clock. Hot flashes and the night sweats. Those night sweats, I'm always cold at night. And I was just sweating disgustingly, in the morning. It would just be gross. And they're gone. I just can't believe it. They're absolutely gone. And so energy's up, the inflammation's down. I'm feeling good. I'm not having the food noise. Nothing else changed. So I didn't add any exercise programs or add any change in my diet. I've always been a water drinker, and I've tried to up the protein a little more now for when I'm hungry, but that's the only thing that's changed, is adding in the tirzepatide and the NAD+. And I just feel like a new woman. I don't feel 51 anymore. So very blessed.
That is awesome. Jen, I love your story. It's been so cool to watch your story progress too as well. So thank you so much for sharing. And thank you to all of our guests tonight. We're just so grateful that you are here and you took some time out to spend some time with us. So I'm going to just share just a few quick slides, you guys, just to kind of put a bow on it. And then we will have an opportunity for any questions. So if you have a question, if you want to hit your little hand raise, and then you can type your questions in the chat box. Blair, can you guys give me a thumbs up if you can see? You can? Okay, perfect. All right, great. Okay, so we talked about the pep talk, and hopefully my slides are going to go here. Sometimes when I'm sharing on Zoom, things do not move very fast. So I hope that they will. If not, we'll just scratch the slides. Okay. All right. Hopefully you guys can see this. So this just gives you a little bit more about LEMD and really how it works here. So let's decide tonight. You're like, okay, I can resonate so much with Brittany, Jolene, or Jen's story. You're ready to get started on your own peptide journey. Basically, what you will do is you will go back to the person who invited you here, and you will grab their link, and then you'll complete a health questionnaire. Okay, this just gives basically your medical history, and it gives the providers on this side, the LEMD portal, it gives them an opportunity to kind of say, okay, this person, yes, you are a great candidate for that specific peptide that you are wanting, whether it's tirzepatide, whether it's NAD+. And so you basically go through this process, and then you will get a notification via email and text that says you have been approved. All right, so you will get approved. Your doctor will say, check, it's on its way. And then the pharmacy literally fills and ships it directly to you. I'm telling you, you do not have to leave your house, leave your door, which is amazing. I know I started my very first peptide journey, and I wish that I would have had this privacy, because I will tell you, I personally drove 30 minutes down the road because I didn't want to see anybody to see me walk into like a weight loss clinic. Okay. Because that's how embarrassed that I was doing this. Now I'm not, but that's where I was at that point in time. So I love the privacy that LEMD does have. So here are a few of just our before and afters. Right here, you can just see a lot of different people's journey. You can see men, you can see women. Blair is on tonight. My before and after is on tonight. You can see a lot of different people's journeys, right? And, here's what's so beautiful about it is that whether you have 20 pounds, you have 50, you have 80, you have 100 or more, the GLP-1 peptides can really be very, very beneficial to you. Are you guys seeing this yellow box, or is this just on my end? No? Okay. There's this really odd yellow box on my end. So I'm just like trying to make sure y'all aren't seeing it. So GLP-1s are really truly the most popular peptide that we have, closely followed by NAD+. But here gives you a little bit of the function of the GLP-1s and kind of everything that is functioning within our bodies. Okay. And so what I love so much about it is that there is so much research. If you go to the website and any of the products that you're interested in, whether it's the weight management GLP-1s, whether it's NAD+, whether it's the microdosing, if you scroll down to the bottom, you are going to see orange clickable links. And all that is research. All right. I love that, being in pharmaceuticals. I love the fact that there is clinical evidence behind what we are talking about. These stories that you heard shared tonight, they are incredible, but they're not unique. There are so many stories very similar, right? These are clinically proven. And so that's what I love so much about just being able to click it and kind of be able to learn a little bit more about it. So this is exactly what I was just talking about, how you get started. So you go to the person's link, you complete the telehealth questionnaire, you choose the consult option. Right now, you will go through, and if you would like to speak to a provider before, then we will be able to connect you with our support team, and they will get you an appointment. But here's the other beautiful thing is once you have your product in hand, you've got it shipped to you, you do have access to the telehealth platform where you can ask questions, you can email questions as many times as you want. So you guys, now I'm going to just pause and see if there are any specific questions that anybody has. If you want to take yourself off mute, and then you can ask any questions. I do not see, I see Amber said, I've heard enough, sign me up. I love it. Amber, you're going to absolutely love your journey. Does anybody have any questions before I dive into this last piece that I wanted to cover tonight? Okay. All right. So next, I want to just talk about, okay, maybe you've gotten started already, or maybe you're like, I love this. I love this community. I want to be part of what LEMD is doing here. You heard Honey's story, you heard her passion behind it. And what I love so much about this is once you get started, people are going to ask you, right? They're going to ask you, like, how did you lose weight? How are you getting so healthy? And you have the opportunity to come on board and be a brand partner. All right. So we have lots of opportunities for you to earn income as well. So the very first 30 days, if you decide to partner with us, with who invited you, you have an opportunity to earn your very first 30 days, $500 in PV. You actually will get back a $50 rebate from your $79 enrollment fee. So what I love about that is you have the opportunity to really start your business at a very, very, very low price and begin to help so many other people. And the beautiful thing about it is truly you're sharing your story, right? You're sharing your story. Is if you're getting started, you haven't, maybe you're like, I haven't started yet, but I'm so ready to start. You take people along on your story. I am telling you, January is around the corner. People are gaining weight right now, right? We've got Thanksgiving, we've got the holidays, and the statistic is between Halloween and January 1st, the average American gains 7 to 10 pounds. So if you're getting started on your own peptide journey, you're most likely going to prevent yourself from gaining weight, but you're also going to be helping yourself lose weight and maybe helping others as you're sharing your journey. Okay, Blair says it's 11 pounds. So look, it's even gone up since I looked it up. So this is the beautiful thing. You truly just share your story. And I just want to show you a little bit about the simplicity of sharing your story. So you refer others, you can earn. So let's just say you're like, hey, I don't want to be the mentor. I don't want to build the team aspect, but I do want to share my story and maybe earn my product at a discounted price or just earn my products for free, right? So you can earn $66. This is just an average on your own orders. But then if you share your journey with other people, or you grab some girlfriends, some guy friends, you say, hey, let's do this together, you have the opportunity to earn income as well. And these are just a few other examples. I won't dive too much into this, but this is just a few different ways that you can get paid. If you decide to share your story with LEMD on your personal customer orders, but then there is other ways as well. If you decide that you would like to build a team, become an educator about it, there are one-time advancement bonuses that I know help out with Christmas money, right? And New Year's money, and then also a lifestyle bonus as well. So there are so many just opportunities, but the very first thing is to get started on your journey. All right, get started on your journey. Head over, complete the questionnaire. It's so incredibly simple. Get the product shipped directly to your house. Get started on it. We have an incredible amount of support here for you to really get started on your own journey. So I don't see any other questions. I'm going to just pause for a moment and see if anybody has a hand that you want to come off mute or you want to add a comment or ask any questions at all. All right. Well, thank you so much, you guys, for your time tonight. We will be back. If you are on this journey or joining this journey with us, we want to invite you back. We have calls on Mondays and Wednesdays as well, typically. So get back with the person who invited you. Let them know what questions you have and that you're ready to get started on your own journey, and have an incredible, incredible Thanksgiving week. And we hope to see you and some guests that you've invited next Monday, the same time, the same Zoom link, with some different stories. Thanks, guys, for hopping on. And thank you, Jen and Brittany and Jolene, for sharing your story. Good night.